Family, what's up? What's up? What's up? We are live tonight. Got my
Hello.
good sister with me tonight.
Good
We're back
evening. Good evening.
for our last live before this important event this weekend taking place Saturday, May 2nd, 9 a.m.
Yes, yes.
Mish, what's up?
Just living a dream.
Man, you just had a really good interview this past weekend.
I did. I had the councilman of the First Ward, Mike Jackson, on Sunday. It was a really great show.
Yeah.
Mike came,
I
he
know
brought
Mike
it.
gave you some tea. Mike gave you
Yes,
some
community
Mike gave
showed up. It was a really good show.
Yeah,
Really.
definitely. The
Mhm.
numbers was looking really good when
Yeah,
I logged in, man. That was so dope to really,
yeah.
really see.
God is amazing. God is amazing.
And that's awesome, man. And,
Yeah.
and tonight, so we're back here tonight and talking a little bit about this march this weekend.
Yeah.
Again, is it's crucial for our community to come through and be a
Right.
part. We got a very special guest with us tonight. Man, just had an opportunity to connect with this brother some years ago. It's
Mhm.
interesting, Mish, because we talk about how small Patterson is, but
Yes.
it's like it's so many people that we don't know,
Mhm.
although it's small. And man,
Yeah.
this brother was just a really good brother, good heart. Um, and we instantly connected when we did the Thousand Man March.
Mhm.
Man, we've been rocking ever since. Man, we
Yeah.
keep in touch periodically throughout, and man, some amazing things have been happening for him, and I definitely want to
Oh, I can't
shout
wait to
him out.
hear.
Yeah. Well, he got some new roles added to his life. You
Okay,
know,
go
he got
ahead.
some new roles added to his life. He got some new names added to his life. So, but
What?
I'm gonna let him tell him about it. Yo, man, it's our good brother Manny. Manny Cruz is hanging out with us tonight. Woo woo.
Let's go,
Peace, peace.
Manny.
Manny, what's up, man? Hold on. Got my brother Manny. Let me remove this banner out of here so we can see more of Manny's face.
Yeah.
Um, Manny, what's up?
Living, sir. I'm living. No complaints here, man. Each day I get to wake up, it's a blessing. How you guys doing?
Doing good, Manny.
Doing good, man.
Me and Manny go way back. We grew up together.
Sixth
Um,
grade.
Back in, yeah, since school 4, high school.
Okay.
Manny,
Oh yeah,
brother
oh y'all
Rod.
part of that red and black crew.
Yes, sir. You already know,
Night,
baby.
it's nighttime. Okay,
Yes, sir.
it's nighttime. You need to know that.
Y'all
Okay,
part of that red and
Sir.
black crew.
yes, red and black for life. Nighttime.
You already
Yeah,
know.
so I know Manny for a long time. I know Manny and his family. We all grew up together in the first ward. I grew up on Garfield Avenue. And Manny, you guys is that Circle? No, what street
Circle
is it?
that.
Circle Ave, right? Manny and it was a Circle Ave. Right by where the CCP projects meet, right there. We all grew up
Oh
together. Yeah,
yeah.
that was us. We grew up together, and went to school together, and just watching each other grow up. And
That's
now
what's
we
up,
adults doing what we do in the community. So I love it. Full
Right.
circle, right,
Manny.
Manny?
Sir.
This is amazing, man.
Yeah.
Manny, man, a lot of good things, Manny. A lot of good things, and I know, we have been talking because he had recently lost his dad, and
Yeah, my
so
son
he and
10 years
I
ago.
was having a lot of conversations in prayer
Yeah.
during that season. But then God always has a way. God always
Mhm.
has a way that in some of your darkest, lowest moments to have something said to you, or you
Mhm.
experience something that kind of like lightens the moment. And so in the midst of the grief, he got some news, man. Man, he shared with the people, man, your new role. How
What?
did
Grandpa, Papa, Abuelo, Granddad.
What?
Abuelo.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Manny.
Yeah, baby Yui.
Congratulations.
Baby Yui, she's 6 months now.
Wow.
Time is flying. Yeah, this time is flying. I'm just
Wow.
I'm still trying to,
Mm-hmm.
still trying to get used to the new role, so to speak. Because I still feel like I'm young at heart. You get
Of
what I'm
course
saying?
we are.
But it's just like, and then when I think about it, it's like, oh, I'm a grandfather now. It's like, wow, slow down.
Wow.
Slow down. You know what I mean?
That's
But
awesome. Congratulations.
thank you.
Congratulations. That's
Thank you.
awesome.
So Manny, you were part of that 1,000-man march that
Mm-hmm.
was historic for our city. Over 500-600 men, different races, backgrounds, faith. You had police, you had elected officials, you had clergy, you had imams, you had blue collar, white collar residents, men in our city marching. Um, what did that mean for you, man, to see that many men, and then knowing that it was a seed that was sown from a conversation of a vision that you had. How was that for you, man, to see that come to fruition?
It was beautiful, and even everything that came after that, because it was something that that I call him Esma Roshan. It's something that we talked about. We came up first with the man's march, with the 1,000 man's march, and then we were like, all right, well, in the next few years we could branch off for that. The next one would be for the women. Then that came
Mm-hmm.
up 2 years later, and now we also talked about having the children, the women, children, the family,
Yep.
the family march, and now that's coming into fruition. So it's just like watching your child have children. So to speak.
Mm-hmm.
You get
Abuelo.
what I'm saying? So it's
It's your
it's a
grandpa
beautiful thing.
era.
So it's a beautiful thing. And I gotta thank S, because I went to him with the idea, and 30 minutes later this dude had a flyer.
You can't, Manny.
Yeah,
30
we didn't even have all the logistics, right? Right,
You
Manny? We
can't
didn't even
tell
have all the
Roshan
logistics.
nothing. If you tell Roshan a little bit of a vision, you be like, I was thinking about this, and he'll listen, and you give him a good 20 minutes. He be like, next thing you know, he got a whole agenda. He got a fly. I'm like, bruh, I was just thinking about it. He like, no, look, we got it. We could do it. I'm like, oh my gosh.
And and that was super dope. And then that I couldn't turn back then. After I saw the flyer, it's like, all right, you gotta take that you really got you gotta take this serious. And then through him, I met so many great gentlemen. Jason, I get to meet Jason. I got to meet Willie Peterkin. It was Ebony Davis. I can't remember his last name.
Yeah, Anthony Davis. Yeah.
And there we go. It was just like it was just so many. I'm forgetting a lot of names, but it was just so many people that I got to also meet that you'll hear their names, but you never saw them and things of that nature. And then when you saw me, like, oh, okay, I know who this is, and so on and so forth. But it was a beautiful thing, man. I gotta thank S. Like I said, it was my idea, but he put the battery to it. You get what I'm saying? He put that charge to it.
Yeah.
And it was just no turning back. And it's just like, from that little conversation that we had, and then we're here now.
Yeah.
And it can't stop. This is something that maybe now we need to start doing annually, other than biannually. But and then that's something that we'll all talk about again. We'll form a committee, another committee, and we'll get this going. You get what I'm saying? But this is a beautiful thing. This is a beautiful thing. And now it's just time to get all of the people of Patterson, not just the blacks and Hispanics, but all of we have so many different cultures of Patterson.
Yeah, man. We kind of briefly talked about this behind the stage, man, but just so I want to plant this seed, right? I want to plant this seed because we talked about it, but just even starting with our own, just talk about that piece of the Black and brown community, your vision, your ideas, seeing it, right? Because most people mistaking you if they don't know your name,
right?
They mistaken you for black until you say, "My name is Manny Cruz."
Yeah, and
right?
they look at me like that ain't your name. You know what I'm saying? They wait for a whole different last name. That's not your name. But yeah, and I've gone through that, most of my life.
Yeah.
Because I'm a product of my environment. This isn't a facade. This isn't something that I saw a movie and I was like, ooh, I want to act like that. And then I took it from there. Like, no, like, I have, I just have I have so much love for the Black community because the way they embraced my family. You know, it wasn't too many Hispanics in that area that we
Not
lived in.
back then, no.
You know what I mean? I mean, now it's Santo Domingo now, but at the time, you know, I mean, let's be real, right? But at the time, it really, you know, it was. We had a couple of Hispanic families in the projects, and then on Circle Ave, you had about 4 or 5 Hispanic families. And then you had North Third and so on. So, but we would be sprinkled in here and there.
A little sprinkle here and there. Yeah.
So it's just like, you know, I developed so much love for the Black community, and it's like, all right, well, what can I do to bring us all closer? Because let's be real, there's a divide. There's a divide. We sit over here, we'll get around each other, and everything hunky dory, we get cool. But it's like when some people get back home, you know how it goes. They pull that mask right on off, and they get back to doing what they do. But this is something that, you know, I want to bring us all together. I would love to have an international march.
That sounds good. That's actually a really great idea.
Especially because
Patterson, there's so many, we have so many different ethnic groups, and then we have so many people that don't understand other groups. Like you have some that fear, that you have some Hispanics that fear Blacks. You have some, you know, whites that fear Hispanics, and so on and so forth. It's because they don't know. They go by what they hear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is bliss for a lot of people, and it's, you know, the separation works for a lot of people, but I think something like that to bring us together, but also to educate us and to show us that we're all more similar than not. Right?
That's an interesting point, right? Because you know, when you have the conversation, especially for those if you're just getting a job, you're gonna at some point they're gonna touch biases. They're gonna touch unbiased and bias. And we all have biases. I need y'all to hear me. Like we all
have biases.
If you make a statement, them Latinos,
that's a bias.
If you make a statement, them chinks.
If you make a statement,
them clear folk.
Or men always doing this, bias.
We
all have bias, you know. And I teach that in my social work. We all have bias, whether it's from the way we grew up, what was instilled in us, our experiences, you know, some of this learned behaviors, and so we all have them. You know, doesn't make us, you know, because we were like, oh, it doesn't make you racist. It's not that, right? It can turn into that, but we all have our biases. A lot of it is off of ignorance because you don't know, is what you might have seen on TV, you know, from your own experience, something you've seen, something like that. And we carry these biases in how we interact with people, and how we present to the world. So when you get to understand people and you learn more about their culture, why people behave the way they do, why people do this and do that, you know, we're all different. We all do things differently. I'm Black, Jason's Black, but his family may have done things a little different than my family, right? Doesn't make, you know, his family better or my family better. We just all do things different and experience things different, and that's okay.
Right.
You know?
And I was thinking
beauty in our differences and the beauty in our similarities.
For sure. And I was thinking of conscious and unconscious. That's what I was trying to think of, the term conscious and unconscious.
Conscious and unconscious. Some of it is, you know, you're being biased, and then some of it is just, it's automatic.
Yeah. Shout out to Willie Peterkin. Will is another one. Will is another one that goes under the radar. You don't know if he's Spanish or if you don't know if he's Black until he says his name, Willie Peterkin.
Right. And even then, I look at him like, you sure?
but it just goes to show, like, people like you, Manny, with our Black community, Will with the Hispanic community, is love, man. Is love. Both of you have influence with the other ethnicity. Like you're embraced with us. They embrace Will, and this is something that
no comment. Yeah, I bet. I bet. Get on this call. I bet. No comment.
Listen, let them say something. Let them say something slick in Spanish, and we'll go, why do you feel that way? Right?
Exactly.
They're just like, whoa.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
mean, that that's the makeup of our city. That's the makeup of our
Mhm.
city. And I know, being around recreation a lot, you see you see it. Like, I went to school 10,
Mhm.
the Boulevard.
Okay.
There was a great portion of Latinos. Now they dominate the area. They dominate the school. The school is predominantly Spanish. I was speaking with one particular athletic director at one of our high schools. That particular high school, Eastside High School, is now 90% Hispanic.
Well, because the city is almost, if not
Four four.
70%.
Yep.
Yeah. So just in total, the city itself is majority Latino, Hispanic. So then that's gonna show in the schools and everywhere. And that's just the
Yep.
reality of it.
Yep. Yep.
And I
That's
think
right.
we will see less confrontations. We will see less issues if we do things like you said, international, and just because embracing our differences is a good thing. Understanding it,
Right.
respecting it.
Mhm.
I think that will help with a lot of the conflict we see.
Exactly.
But it's some this is design. I think it's by design. So we have to just understand that and be willing to come together because chaos, people make a lot of money and get a lot of influence by keeping chaos going. We don't want that to happen. We want to change that narrative.
Yeah. That's a great call out. The towers as well is
Yeah,
predominantly
the towers is now predominantly Latino. Yeah,
Latino.
that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Yep.
where back in the day, like you said, Manny, we had a couple of Puerto Rican friends, and now because back when we was growing up, it was more Puerto Rican, right?
Right.
Now we got Peruvian Square, we got Dominican Way, you got Cubans, we have Mexican. It's so many different dialects and Latino sex that we really embrace it and learn about it. The same with us with being black, Jamaican, African, it's different. Black American. So I think it's beauty in the differences, and I think
Oh,
us
100%.
pushing learning about each other and respecting each other, because I think that's where the respect and the unity will come in. When we learn about each other's culture and understanding each other, you'll respect it more and you'll appreciate them more, and find value in each other.
Yeah.
Differences aren't terrible. There's beauty in
They're
it.
not. They're not. That's what makes the partnerships and the collaborations that much more impactful, when the groups bring their different
Yeah.
perspectives together to now impact the greater, the whole or the bigger.
Yeah.
Um, Will, good plug, man.
Yeah, I
They
think
took
that would be a great idea.
that's a great plug. Yeah,
Mhm.
they do have an international men's breakfast, and they do recognize and honor men of different ethnicities, different cities, and that stand out. That's an
Mhm.
intentional thing by them. It's amazing. They always get a really good turnout, man. So definitely, man, that's something to think about. But right after this, we gotta get on it because November will be here tomorrow.
For real.
But while we are here, while I got you, man,
Yeah.
this weekend.
We are so excited, guys. We have the Women and Children's March, Protected by Dads, happening this Saturday. And following the march, we're having a wonderful family cookout and games and recreation for the kids. We're going to have different organizations tabling so you guys know the different resources that are available to families, women, children, and dads. And we want to encourage the community to come out and enjoy yourself. Bring your children. Wear nice. It's not scheduled to be like 80 degrees or anything like that. I think it's going to be, regular spring. Right now we doing spring and fall. I think we should be in the spring summer type weather, but right now we in the spring fall weather.
Right.
However, still a beautiful day. Throw on a jacket, bring your lawn chair. Come, we're gonna have food, activities for the kids, giveaways, speakers, entertainment. We have I believe 75-piece marching band that's going to be there. We're very excited to do this with our community, and we would love for our community to come and show up. I see Kamar on the live, and Kamar, we would love for you to come and help us with the jump rope. I know you've done your jump rope competition for many years. We would love for you to come and be a part of the jump rope that we would like to have with the kids. But come out. Community, come, enjoy yourself. Bring your children. Bring your family.
I think one of the things,
abuela. Bring them all. All are welcome. Yes, come on through.
I think I really love the idea of the resource tables.
Yes.
So I think, Mish, we talked about this last time. Our city, we get in these silos and these bubbles, and we say what we don't have. And sometimes you don't see what we have because of who you're connected to or who you're not connected to. Tiffany Jacobs has a page that has over 10,000 followers on that page.
Yes.
And so many events. Go on that page. So many programs, organizations that are sponsoring programs on that page. And there are programs for men, women, and children around our city that's happening at different times of the month, depending on what you are, interested in. There are, great programs for men, great programs for women, faith-based, civic organizations that are sponsoring these events because they see a need.
Yes.
Right? Or sponsoring these programs because they see a need and they want to be a solution to the needs of our community. A lot of them are going to be represented this Saturday, and you should pull up. You should pull up, be a part of the march, come through, come walk, come chant, come pray, hear about some of the issues as they are highlighted. How women are treated in our community, things that are happening with our young people that you are not aware of. The other thing that I want to, I don't want to go on a soapbox per se, but when it comes to like the violence in our city, and Mish, go back and watch. Listen, while it's up, go back and watch Mish conversation with Roshan and I'm sorry, Roshan and Roshan.
Yeah,
you have both.
Yeah, unmuted. We had Roshan Davis, we had Rashawn Dixon, we had Mr. Hargrove, Quan Hargrove, we had Justice Figueroa, we had Teddy Martinez, and myself, and we were discussing just what's happening in our city, ways that we can curb the violence that we're seeing, what our youth need, because what they're lacking and what their needs are, and how we as a community can show up as a village. So I do encourage you. For those of you who don't know, I have a podcast called Patterson, New Jersey Unmuted with Kimmeshia L. Rogers Jones. And we're on every other Sunday discussing the things that matter to us here in Patterson. And that was a conversation we had 2 weeks ago. And I encourage you to go on and listen to it. But this March speaks to that. We need our village, our families, our fathers, grandfathers, abuela, abuelo, Theo, all of Thea. We need all of them. Mijo. Oh, Mija. We need everybody.
Hermanos.
Hermanas, right? We need everybody to come out. And because our children need to see us unified, supporting them, and that we love them and we care about them. And so this march speaks to that. So, come on out, community. Because we say that a lot. There's nothing happening. There's a lot of great things happening. Yeah. And this is one that is happening this weekend. And I believe you guys will really, really enjoy yourselves. So come on out.
And that's something that you guys are stressing, like community. Like we need to take that back.
Yes.
We can't depend on politicians, because when we were growing up, before we even knew the politicians and police
Right.
names, we knew the elders of the blocks and the area that, who had that respect and so on and so forth. It's like us now. We don't even, we can live next to somebody for 2-3 years and don't even know who they are. You get what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah.
we don't have community anymore.
Yeah.
That's what we lack. There's no community leadership. I mean, if you go out there, you walk around and so on and so forth, every once in a while we would be able to see it and know the person that will come talk to us and chop it up with us for a bit, and then they'll go about their way. These kids don't have that.
No.
These kids don't have that. You get what I mean? And it's just and it's sad. And it's sad because it's you see how elated they are when you teach them something, or when you speak something that, when you speak their language, so to speak, and you show that you can relate to them and things of that nature, that you understand them. These kids are, you got to see how they, how they light up and so on and so forth. And we need to get back to that. That's what we need to get back to, going around the fourth wards, the first one, the first, second, third, fourth ward. We need to go around these communities and show our face and let them know that, you know what, we are here for you. It doesn't necessarily have to always be a cookout, or so we can do a community cleanup. We can do just a community walkthrough. We could just do a walkthrough. We take a day when we may walk through certain parts of Patterson.
That is so true. Quan said that in the live. He said the question was like, how can a community show up? And one of the things he said was like to touch the block, like let them see your presence, like go out there and let them know, like, hey, we care. We care about you. And we talked about, before there was Patterson Hill Collective, there was Men Stand Up. And, these are the things that the men, street keepers, this is what they would do and go out into the community. And we got to get back to that, right? And so that's one of the ways we can do that is touch the block, go out there and talk with them. What do they need? I think a lot of it too is what do they need? What are you, socially, emotionally, education wise, job wise, like, what do you need? We know a lot, like you said, Manny, you've met a lot of great men over the course of these years that you've been doing this community work, and people have, you have connections, you have influence. Like, what do you need? Maybe there's something I have that I can help you with, whether it be a job, education, whatever it is, mental health, all of those things. But we don't know that until we go out there. We got to touch them, touch the block. So the villagers need it, right? And I think Kemar said, put the neighbor back in neighborhood. That that's what we grew up. Jason, you grew up in the Fourth Ward. You grew up right around the corner of Montgomery Park. Like, we had a neighborhood. I could go down the street to Miss King house. I could go down the street to Miss Allen, Mother Porter lived down the street. Like, we knew all our neighbors. When we needed sugar, my bishop lived next door to me. We needed sugar. We go next door. Can we get some sugar? We out of butter. We out of milk. Now you don't know who your neighbors are
at all.
We don't have that connection anymore.
Right, and we have to we have to also teach these kids how to talk. Like, I don't like to be called OG. Honestly, I don't like it.
Yeah, and I don't like to be
let's go back to the sirs and the mans.
Wait,
when you talk
hey, Manny, how you feel when you was called OG, bro? I just need to know something.
Honestly, it rubbed me the wrong way, because I don't play in the streets. You know what I mean? Bro, when OG to us is original gangster.
Original gangster.
Yo, I was in the mall. I was in the mall, right? And those kiosks where like they clean your sneakers and stuff. And we walk in, and my man was like, "Yo, OG." I was looking like, who the OG?
I hate that with a passion, bro.
And I was like, bro, you just lost a potential sale because you call me. Because I'm like, so but then now I'm watching these posts, right? Like, at what age? Like, what's the ages that? So, because I had to think about who was our OGs when we grew up, like, and what age were they? And then I started to think, like, you know what? We did call my man OG, and he was like late 40s.
He was, yeah,
early 50s. So I'm like, but man, in my head, I'm like, I don't consider myself OG, right? Like
We,
I don't.
we knew, but we knew who to call an OG and who was called sir, and so on and
Now
so forth.
that's yep,
You get what
yep,
I'm saying? OGs was the one
yep.
that would do the bids and the so on and so forth and the dirts and all that other stuff in the street. And the sir was just, the hard working person, and you get what I'm saying, in the
Yeah, but
grandfather and so on and so forth.
I think that's those conversations because I think when you talk to the young people, they merge all of that together. OG is a sign of respect for them, right?
Right.
Unc is a sign of respect for them. That's what we call sir, right? So that and that's that those conversations we gotta have, right? Because Manny's like, OG, I'm not no OG, I'm not from the streets, right? But that's just that's their lingo. The same way we had our lingo when we were growing up, right? And I think it's just us understanding that, like I don't want to be called auntie,
Right. It's
but
just like,
that's what they call us,
and then they don't realize that, we have to teach them how to speak, honestly. Because I've seen interviews, I've been in interviews at my jobs and so on and so forth, and these kids can't talk. They come up in there with sweatsuits. They don't know how to dress for interviews. They don't know how to conduct themselves. They sit on the chair, they chilling, they slumped in the chair. They don't have proper etiquette. It's just, posture is just off. It's crazy. And it's heartbreaking.
A lot of that, again, that goes back to the village, right? Because when I think about, I know for me, Manny, I grew up, well, Manny no, but Jason, too, because I was a church girl, right? I went to church. A lot of what I learned came from that, right? But also what I will say when it comes to business and how I carry myself professionally, I learned that in school. And then it was curated and nurtured in church with my mom and stuff like that. But they don't teach that stuff anymore. So that's why we got to get back to like life skills and interviewing skills. And when we were in high school, we had DECA. So DECA showed us how to dress for interviews, dress for business meetings, the 1 minute elevator pitch. I learned all of that stuff in high school. They don't do all of that anymore. They're now teaching for those big tests. They're not teaching them those skills.
They don't teach them. Like I said, they even took away cursive. These kids don't even know how to write cursive.
Oh,
so what's going to happen, God forbid, 50 years down the line, and they got to sit over here and read something that's in cursive? They're going to be looking at each other like it's some type of ancient hieroglyph.
Yeah.
But they're going to have to bring in a quote-unquote OG to translate this for them. You know what I'm saying? But it's just crazy. Maybe we need to have like little conferences where we teach these kids, teach them how to tie a tie, teach them how to, how to sit up properly, how to chew. You know what I'm saying? It's just the small things that we need to get back to.
We do have to get back to, and I think that's the village, though. That's us. Like Quan said, how do we as a community show up in this? We got to touch the block. We got to go back. Go back. Look, I know
we got to beat the block.
Right. And I know because I was thinking about this when we left from last week, Jason, and I was thinking about it because I'm like, I know we're all busy, right? Like, look at it. We're doing a 9 o'clock live. So, we've had a busy day, busy week, all of these things, but we have to make the time because the kids need it. They need us to touch the block. Like you said, beat the block. Like they need it. And we got to figure out how, and, putting that time in, because that's what's going to help. That's what's required, more of our time. And
we need to spend less time on social media things. Spend less time on that. Kids don't know how to color the coloring book. Let's start with that.
Listen, last week, Saturday, I went to the event on Saturday, Game Changers. And I was sitting in a gym. Well, first I got to hear J.R. Smith interview, which I thought was really good. And the kids seemed very enthused, very engulfed in what he had to say. I thought that was really awesome. But I'm gonna be honest, though, the thing I enjoyed the most was when I was sitting in the gym, watching these young men just be young adults, kids, enjoying themselves. Playing ball, the sportsmanship, the camaraderie, the laughter, like no drama, just free to be a young man enjoying a sport they love. And I remember I was sitting with Tiffany and one of my other girlfriends, and I was just like, this is something that should be happening almost every day of the week.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend was like, but the time, I said, it's enough of us here that it really don't have to be taxing on one person.
Right.
It's enough of us in the community that we literally could keep the doors open every day.
Mm-hmm.
Where these young people could come in, whether it's basketball, whether it's a computer class, to watch them in that gym with barely any security. Listen, barely any security there, right? Granted, community police was one of the sponsors, but it wasn't like it was police. It was barely, they were just having a great time.
Right.
This is what we need every day.
I agree.
And it could be a plethora of different services. This is when we talk about community, resources and the recreation centers and stuff like that.
That's what I would say. That's what the recreation centers were important.
But even keeping the school doors open, the gym open gym, I see Kmart up here again, etiquette class, home ec, learning to cook, like learning to sew. People don't even know how to sew on a button. Nope. Like learning to ball an egg. Like we learned to cook at school. Like my mom told me, but we learned really independent cooking and things like that. They nurtured that in school. A lot of the stuff we got from our teachers. I can name all my teachers that left an impression on my life, right? That I carry with me to this day. Because they put in that time. Like they kept the doors open, after school program, morning program, Saturday program. Then I had church. I think it's just we got to keep those things going.
Right. I highly agree with that. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. We'll figure it out, but we have to figure it. The only way to do this is for us constantly, doing this. We're talking, we're meeting up, and so on and so forth. We can't wait for another march or whatever, so to speak, to sit over here. And then, we do this for 8 weeks and then boom, we go back to our whatever we were doing before. Like, no, this is something that we need to do. Even if we do it every other week, where we just meet, okay, where we're at. What's that, we pitch ideas and so on and so forth, and we just take it from there. But community starts here with us. We started here, and then we'll move forward because we can't depend on the elected officials, as we already know. That's a whole nother subject. We have to take it upon ourselves. Man. Yeah, because I watched some of that, what they had, the whole little mayoral. Oh my God.
You saw the one from today?
I had to get off of it.
You saw the one from today?
I watched some of it today where this guy is talking about this guy's photo ops and he's always in this photo. Nobody want to hear that. Let's talk about the city. Let's talk about what's gonna. I don't care about your photo ops. I don't care about your tight suits and so on and so forth. I don't care about that.
He did. You know what? We staying focused tonight. Manny, you are on it. You are
on it tonight.
100% right. Manny, this is what I want you to do. I want you to take the next 90 seconds and I want you to invite the community out to this Saturday's march.
Listen, community. We have to stop waiting. We have to stop waiting for handout. We have to be the handout. Whether it comes, it doesn't only have to be financially or, materialistically. Handout could come out with just what comes out of your mouth that's positive. Something of that nature. And this is what this march is for. We want to bring families together. We have to get back to that structure, like the whole family. We don't have it. We got a bunch of single moms and dads over here on child support crying and so on and so forth. Like, no, let's get back to us. Let's get back to what we saw growing up and what made us who we are today. And we can't expect our kids to just, for it to come about of the blue and they got it. No, because we didn't have it. We had to be taught these things. You get, so this is something that we have to do. And, we're going to have some backlash and so on and so forth. So what? So what? As long as we're doing something positive, let the backlash come. Let it come. But we have to take back our communities because, What are we leaving behind? What are we leaving behind? Honestly, what are we leaving behind for these kids? These kids aren't gonna have nothing in 20 years. They aren't gonna have nothing in that town in 20 years.
That's good.
So let's do this. Like let's get out of that's not my kid, or that's not my responsibility. That's not my problem. No, let's get out of that mentality. They got us good with that. They got us good with that. We're stuck on that. Get away from that. Let's get away from that. Let's get to the 80s mentality that, the playing around in the neighborhoods and chasing lightning bugs and all this other nonsense. Let's get back to that. You get what I'm saying? Let's get back to the hopscotches and the jump ropes and the kickballs and, and all of those things. Let's get back to those things. Let's get back to what they may think is corny because they know nothing about it.
Right.
So we introduce it to them. Because I thought pickleball was whack. And then I started playing. I mean, I can't play to save my life, but I tried playing. I said, yo, this is kind of fun.
No, it is.
But from the outside looking, I was like, man, if you don't get this fake tennis out my face.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? Until I started doing it, I was like, all right. So, and it was something new. And, I learned, I was in my late 40s when I started doing that. So it's, we have to get back to, let's stop being scared. And let's stop saying, oh, that's not of me. That's not me. That's not my responsibility. Because God forbid, when it comes knocking on your door, then it becomes your responsibility. Then what? Then you're behind. Then you're already behind. You're 20 steps behind. Yeah. So let's get ahead. Let's get ahead, and getting ahead starts with this Saturday.
Now, Manny, say it in Spanish. 90 seconds.
It's only going to be a couple of us that's going to stand that, but I'm gonna try my best.
Yeah, we're gonna.
I'm gonna cut it and replay it. That's why I'm. Okay. That's why I'm asking you to say it.
Para mi gente, nosotros no tenemos, like, como las cosas tan en Patterson, no es bueno. Estas personas, ellos son tu hermano, tu abuelo, tus amigos, No mira a ellos y ver, oh no, ellos son morenos de esto. No, ellos son familia.
Familia.
Okay?
Familia.
Estos son mi familia y I want to, ven el sábado. Ven y, come con mi familia. Sí. Camina con mi familia.
Sí.
Ven.
Let's go.
That's it.
Vámonos.
Let's do it. Vámonos.
No. Primo.
Like, honestly, the time is now. Honestly, there's no better time than now.
Say that in Spanish. The time is now.
El tiempo es ahora.
Sí, ahora.
El tiempo es
ahora.
Right, I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I appreciate y'all, man, because I know I haven't been real active, as far as with the chats, because I've been a little busy with work and so on and so forth. But I appreciate you guys. Like this, I sit back and sometimes I forget that I'm even a part of this. I sit back and listen to you guys. I'm like, man, these guys are amazing. You get what I'm saying? Like the way you guys are pounding this thing out, and it's just like the ideas. It's just beautiful. It is beautiful, and I'm just looking forward to physically meeting everybody on Saturday. And building these bonds, man. It's just let's build these relationships. Let's build these friendships. Let's bring it home. Let's bring it back home.
Let's go.
Well, bring your family, bring your brother, your sister, your uncle, your neighbor, even bring your enemy. I bet you when you come there with your enemy, by the time y'all leave, y'all gonna be best friends.
Exactly.
It's all about family.
Let's show them what community is.
And community. This Saturday we will meet at Masonic Temple at 9 a.m. We'll be marching from Masonic Temple to Eastside Park. Following the march, we will be having a family cookout. We have about 17 or more resource tables that will be out there with different information about the different resources available to you within our community. We have performers, we have prayer, because we need prayer in our community, praying over our children, our families, our streets. We have young people that's going to perform. Myself and others will be there hosting, And we're just really excited. We're going to have fun. We're going to have fun. We got games, we got giveaways, bouncy houses for the kids, food. The food is free. Come on up. This is a free event. Women and children protected by dads. We all need each other. You know what they say, we all need somebody to lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long. I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Let's go.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Family, thank you all.
It was gonna sound like DMX singing "Lean on Me." That wasn't going.
Hey, you lean on me. Lean on me. Hey,
What?
What you really want?
lean on me.
At the end.
Yeah.
I started doing that when nobody gonna show up.
Come on, yes, please come out if you want to come volunteer. We always need volunteers for the event, and I definitely want you, Roshan. Don't start in these comments. Come on, I definitely want you to come and help us out with the jump rope, because we know that's your thing. So definitely come out and help us with the jump rope. Don't start, Roshan. Don't start. You know, just a church girl singing a little bit, you know, just a little bit.
Here we let Roshan know if he kick a freestyle, me and Willie Peter get a breakdance for him.
Hey, let's go. Let's go.
So yes, I volunteer you. Yes, I volunteer you, Willie. So just a quick 16, S. Just a quick 16.
Let's go. You got it. You got 16 bars, Roshan. Let's go.
I think you do.
I'm crying.
I think you do.
I can't wait to crack on him. I hope he do have. Come here with 16 bars and see what I got. I'm crying. I'm cracking.
I'm telling you, man. I heard my boy S. Gates got some heat. We got to bring S. Gates for a little while.
S. Gates.
Come on. You know I know. Let's go.
Pull up. Spit them bars. S. Gates.
I'm cracking.
I got my Adidas sweatsuit in the closet, just waiting for the backspin.
Oh my gosh!
Just waiting for the backspin.
Oh, yo, you gonna end like this with your legs?
I don't know how I'm gonna end. Well, we're gonna have paramedics and stuff there, right?
Yeah.
So
that's gonna be there.
So we'll keep them on call.
Well, sure, EMS anyway, so he can.
There you go. He can drop the mic and help get me up.
I'm cracking. But make sure you guys share this live. Share this live. Tell your friends, tell your family that we'll be out there Saturday. And we want you guys to come out.
Definitely.
Man. Appreciate you guys. See y'all Saturday.
Peace.
Love you guys. Thanks for having me.
Love you. Have a great night, everyone.
All right, peace.